I went to catch up with video editor and Adobe Premiere Pro trainer Alex Macleod at his base in Media City, Salford, UK to find out which Premiere Pro CC features he just can't do without. Alex, thanks so much for having us here. Can you give us a little bit of background as to what it is that you do, first of all?
I guess what I describe myself as a content producer, because I shoot material, I can edit, I do sound, I can light, and I get hired to basically complete the whole picture. So on a project's inception, I'll go there, I'll film it, I'll talk about the ideas, and then we'll do the edit and deliver the final product. I don't really see it as a job, I see it as a way of life. It's just a fun thing. And
you've kind of extended your skills into all areas.
Yeah. I get all out of my job, I really love it.
And this is a fantastic location, just right next to Media City in Salford. You've got a whole range of clients around here. So you've got ITV across the way, you've got BBC, you've got massive recording studios here, a lot of indie productions, I imagine, going on as well. You've got Manchester United, again, another massive media producer. You must get a whole range of different projects just from your location, right?
Yeah, being part of Media City it's a very exciting place to be. There's tons of potential clients on the go. There's projects happening all the time, and being right on the doorstep is just incredible. I mean, outside of London, this is the biggest place for production. Yeah. And yeah, we are picking up clients such as ITV and BBC, and it's great to be a part of it. We're actually cutting a proof of concept trailer at the moment for something that we hope to get commissioned, and we're doing that in conjunction with Shine, just based around the corner.
Yeah, big production company.
Big production company, yeah, one of the biggest in the country. Right now I'm working for a major football TV channel, and I'm cutting a documentary which will go out in November, which I'm really excited about. Yeah. And I'm also working on a music video for a very up-and-coming metal band. It's a pretty dark video.
Fantastic. We're going to see a bit of that later.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not a fan of routine. I'm allergic to it, in fact. It freaks me out. I don't like it. So doing what I do is every day is just completely different. And
you've been working with the Adobe products and video tools for a really long time now, right? What is it for you that sets them apart from other tools?
I've been working with primarily Adobe Premiere for a very, very long time for the 3-point edit, and it's cutting tools. It's always been a good tool. So I've been using it since version 1.5.
Way back in the day.
When it had the horse on the box. And I think it was an XM1 and a horse on the box. And I've always been a massive fan of that particular editing tool. And as I've grown up as an editor, the software has grown up as well. From version CS5 onwards, basically Adobe kind of said, well, we will support native codecs. Now at that time I was using Final Cut Pro, and basically Adobe said, well, here you go, you don't have to rewrap any codecs to ProRes, you can just go and start working with them.
You've got the native support there ready to go.
And as soon as that happened, I was like, right, well, if it takes me half a day to rewrap a load of footage into ProRes, well, I can usually have the job done by then. So I consciously made the switch then, and I haven't really looked back.
So that's pretty early on, actually, compared to a lot of people in the industry. I mean, I know lots of people work across different tools. Is the fact that there's the integration between the other products a big draw for you?
That's another thing. I use After Effects a lot for titles. I use Keylight for key and green screen material. And I also use Adobe Audition as well for compressing and making it, kind of finishing the sound. I don't really see it as Premiere as one piece of software. I see the whole suite as just a massive kind of Swiss Army knife for everything that needs to be done.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but I usually have about 4 or 5 different applications open at any one time.
And if you ever sit down and think what it is you're actually doing, it's like, well, wow. But you just do it. You just open up the program, you do it, you get that job done. Dynamic link, done, finished, it works.
And the GPU performance is so rock solid now, isn't it? You can run all of these things at once.
I've got a custom built editing rig, which I kind of built around what I do, and it's flawless, it never hiccups. It kind of sets you free creatively, because if you're not thinking about the software, you just get being creative, and the software is helping you do that, but you're not thinking about that, you're just doing it. And when you're in that
That's how it
particular
should be.
zone. That's how it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. So the CC versions of the video products launched back now in June 2013, which is a long time ago, right? There's been many iterations and many drops and updates since then, so lots of new features. You've had a look back at all of those different features and you've pulled out your favourite, kind of most used, best loved. Are you going to show us a few of those now?
Yep, absolutely, yeah. There's some features that I really like, and I can kind of give you a quick rundown.
Fantastic. Let's take a look.
So one of the things I'm working on at the moment is a music video for a Manchester-based metal band, which I'm a big fan of, called Asylum City Zoo.
Yeah.
The essential principle is that they kind of get kidnapped, hijacked by some lunatic who's a big fan of the band. So that's what the intro is, and I thought I'd run maybe the first 30 seconds so you get a rough idea of what's going on. As you can see, it's a combination of performance and drama storyline.
Got a lot of green screen stuff in there as well as...
and that's what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about using one of the new features, which is Master Clip Effects, in order to apply effects. And the effects I'm going to apply is Ultra Key. I've arranged these very, very roughly in a kind of assembly edit, but I've not applied a key to any of these clips yet. Days gone by, what I'd do is I'd get a key and then I'd copy and paste it on each of the clips that gets used. But what I'm going to give you a demonstration of now is applying an effect to a clip from the project window on a master level. So then every time that clip is seen on the sequence, it will have those effects. So I want to apply a key to this clip here inside this sequence. So first of all, I need to reveal this clip inside the project window. So I'll right click, revealing project, and there you can see I've got the clip. Now I'm going to apply an Ultra Key. So I'll do a bit of a search from my effects window. So I'll just type in Ultra. There we go, there's the effect. And I will take that effect now and click and drag it onto the clip inside the project window. So you can see I've applied it there. Now I'm going to double click that clip and open up my effects controls window, which you'll see here. And now you can see the Ultra Key effect has been applied. You've got your eyedropper tool, which basically allows you to sample a particular pixel. So this is fairly well evenly lit, so I'll just sample that part there. Immediately what you can see is the clip goes kind of semi-transparent. Within the Ultra Key effect, it allows me to view the clip's alpha channel, which immediately you can see that you've got some kind of semi-transparent areas which are manifested as grey. So the idea is we need to kill those. So I'll switch over my setting to aggressive, and you can see that pretty quick that's done the job. So on a basic level, I'm happy with that. When this is a real world example, I will make more time.
Bit more fine tuning.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I'll spend more time on it. Anyway, so I'll switch back to composite now, and you can see that clip on my sequence has now got that key applied. So let's see where else that clip comes into play. So I'll scroll across, and you can see that there's that clip again.
Fantastic. So really time-saving feature there for your workflow, particularly with long, complicated edits where shots from the same clip appear throughout.
Yeah, really, really good feature.
Right. So what's up next?
So next, one of the features I really like is the ability to track particular parts of a shot within the effects controls window and apply an effects and then add that tracking effect to it. So
this is something that's come from After Effects originally.
Essentially, yeah.
Into Premiere Pro, now sitting in there as a useful tool without you having to jump out of the application.
Yeah. So the clip I've got on the timeline, the task is basically this license plate. We wanna kind of get rid of that. We want to obscure it because we don't want it in the shot.
Yeah.
The effect I'll be using is a Gaussian blur. So I'm going to go and grab that from my effects window, which I will find there.
So you've got a little bit of a camera move here, and then you've obviously got the car coming towards camera, so you've got some scaling changing there with the subject that it's tracking.
In the old days it would be a case of keyframing from frame to frame.
Joyful task,
yeah, exactly. I mean, we did it, but it took quite a while. Anyway, so I took the Gaussian blur on. Basically, in your effects controls window, you get an option to apply a polygon mask, which is attached to the Gaussian blur. So we'll do that, and we're just going to kind of cover the license plate. So there, that goes there. And I'll just do a quick job, just for demonstration purposes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the play forward button to ask it to track this particular part of that shot. So let's see how this works out. And you can see as it plays forward, it's basically doing some thinking.
And so this is taking account of the fact that the thing that it's tracking is getting bigger in shot. It's
Yep.
coming in. It does a bit of perspective as well, doesn't
Yep,
it? This
yep,
tool?
it sure does. Yep, the shot resizes at one point as well, so it takes that into account. So
Yeah.
actually, if you think about what it's doing, there's quite a lot involved.
There's a lot of working out going on
Absolutely,
behind the
yeah.
scenes there.
You can also see that inside your effects controls window, it's actually drawing keyframes at each stage of this, which is what you would have to do manually.
And of course, you can then go in and edit those and reposition
You
slightly.
can reposition if it's not done as good a job as you wanted. So when this gets out of the shot, I'll stop the track. There you go. If I play this forward, you can see that that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So then all we need to do is increase the blurriness of the Gaussian blur. Let's say we'll go with 42. There you go. Can't really see that anymore.
Yeah.
If that's a bit blocky, we can feather the edges, make it a tiny bit softer. Play it forward, maybe increase the blurriness a little more. Unfeather it a little. There you go.
Job done.
Yeah, that's an extremely useful feature, which will save a lot of people a lot of time. I
And
think.
with those new masking features, can you apply that pretty much across any video effect then?
Any video effect that's available, so it might be an extreme colour effect, which you can basically track to individual eyes as well, because it's not just the polygon, you get the ellipse tool as well.
Great, so that's After Effects technology there, sitting directly within Premiere Pro to really help you speed up your workflow.
It's really useful, yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. What have you got up next?
So one of the things that Premiere Pro released quite recently was the ability to mix the audio of clips as opposed to the audio of tracks. So what we're looking at the moment is a sequence that I've set up to demonstrate the clip mixing versus track mixing within Premiere Pro.
Great.
Basically on track 1 we've got some Atmos that came from the camera, which I don't actually want, so I'm just going to mute that. On track 2 we've got interview sound, which obviously we're going to need, and on track 3 we've got a piece of music. What I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate using the clip mixer to increase the volume of the interview clips and the track mixer to live mix the music.
To automate the mix.
Yeah, so first of all I'm going to rename that to music, and on track 2 I'm going to rename that to interview, and on track 1 I'm going to rename that to Cam Atmos. So next thing, I'm going to switch the automation modes of the music onto right, and then I'm going to pay attention to these two panels as we play this sequence. So I need to fade that down. Maybe I'm going to push his interview up a little bit on the clip there. Fade that back up there, and then we'll fade back down.
Really strong team of 6.
That clip goes up there.
Talent in the team, so we're expecting to be able to put in a really good performance.
Push that music back up there. And basically you can see there that we've gone through and mixed the sound as it plays. And just to give you a rough idea as to what the automation mode allowed me to do is if I show the keyframes for, rather than clip keyframes, but actually for track keyframes, each fade I've done is basically come in as keyframes.
Brilliant. So some time-saving features again, but for audio this time. What is the final feature that you've got to show us?
So what I wanted to show you finally really is some of the export options that you've got, which are really quite extensive. There's so many different options when it comes to export and when you're ready to send out the project. And I'll basically give you a brief rundown of some of the formats that are included within the export window in Premiere Pro. H.264, very common one, very popular. Some of the new ones that we're finding becoming useful is DCP. A DCP is essentially a digital cinema package. One of the short films I worked on, The Flying Lesson, we did actually have to send out a DCP. We did it in After Effects, and it took a very, very, very long time. We essentially made about 28,000 JPEG 2000s, and then rewrapped them inside a DCP, and that took a very, very, very long time. So the ability to send out a DCP within the export window is...
And this will still happen in the background if you send it out into Media
via
Encoder.
Media Encoder, absolutely, yeah. Another really useful format that you can send things out now is AS11, which is fast becoming the standard for TX transmission for broadcasters, being spearheaded at the moment by the BBC.
And why is that format particularly favoured at the moment?
One of the things that, as an editor, you struggle with is every single broadcaster says, oh, well, I want it as an MXF or I want it as a DNX HD. Essentially, the AS11 is trying to be a standardised export
across
format.
the industry.
Yeah, and I think as time moves forward, we will find that being the standard export. One of the other things you can do within this Media Encoder window, you can give a stamp to the export as you send it out.
Like a watermark kind of thing.
Absolutely, a watermark. So, for instance, the name overlay option here, if I click that, the sequence name gets stamped onto the file that will be exported. You can also apply a timecode for approval. So, when your clients...
this is really good when someone's watching, they can make specific notes to feed back to you.
Yeah, and when your clients come back to you, you can make sure that the exact time code they're referring to is the exact time code you've got on yours, which again makes alterations and amendments really useful.
Alex, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us.
problem.
Some really great tips and advice there. Lots of features for people to try out. You're obviously a big Premiere fan, right?
Yeah, I use this software every single day. It's basically part of my life. I know that sounds really sad, but it's something I really enjoy using.
Yeah.
And yeah, I see it as kind of like a hybrid of all the editing suites that are out there.
Right.
You can kind of tailor it and make it behave however you wish. It's very, very, very flexible.
Yeah.
And it's just a joy to use. Yeah.
And we've always tried with the video products to keep them as open as possible so that you can bring media and projects in from all over. Do you find that is something that you still do a lot?
Absolutely, yeah. I migrate projects from one to another.
Yeah.
I import sequences from one project into another. I work in collaboration with other people as well. And one of the things I really like is the fact that I'm based on Windows, but I work with a lot of people who are based on Mac OS. Yeah. You can actually swap project files between the two platforms. And there's no issues
at all.
There's no issues at all, and that is quite a big thing actually. I don't think we shout about that enough, but it's super useful to be able to do that.
And you actually train Premiere Pro as well, right?
Yeah, I've been training for I guess about 5 years now. I find it brilliant because A, it's great for networking, and B, it keeps your skills sharp.
Of course.
You know, every single part of Premiere Pro I'm kind of across.
Fully up to speed with.
Yeah, you know, I've got kind of an in-depth knowledge of the program, but I wouldn't have the confidence to train it if I wasn't using it every day. Also, what I like about training is you'll learn techniques from other editors who use other programs.
So you're working with people on the courses, you're kind of networking with them,
sure.
right?
Yeah. And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You'll get workflow tips from other editors.
There's so many ways to do things, aren't there,
Absolutely,
in all of
yeah.
these applications?
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest things, is working out which is the most effective for that particular task.
You should always be open to new ways of working, I think.
And actually, the way in which we're delivering our training material now is a lot of short form videos. So as soon as we get new updates to the products, you can jump straight to those tutorials from the desktop tool or from your online space. It is easier, isn't it? Although we're releasing a lot of stuff, it has become a bit easier to keep up to speed with
very
things
accessible.
in your lunch hour.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've found that I've looked at particular features and it's taken me maybe 5-6 minutes to watch that feature, but it's ended up saving me a few hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really.
Yeah. And what I'm noticing is that there's been a massive upsurge of big broadcasters actually moving across to using the Adobe suite. So, for instance, last year we trained Viacom, and Viacom basically comprises of MTV, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central. Other broadcasters I've trained include Sony Pictures, ITV, Channel 4. And a lot of these are kind of moving across, and it's been nothing but positive for me. And you know, I've heard a lot of good things basically since doing the training. I keep in touch with a lot of the people that I trained, and they're loving the Premiere Pro as well, and it's you know it's great.
It's one big happy Premiere
Pro. It's good to be a part of.
Now.
Yeah, and you know, as a genuine fan of the software, it's great that people like it as well.
Yeah, responding well to it. Yeah,
I
mean, I had the same opinion when I first moved over in the early days of CS3, actually. Just the compatibility between all of the applications, the graphic stuff that I could do with it, the motion graphics, as well as Photoshop work as well, is just great. So I'm glad that you're loving it so much. Have you got any other advice or tips to people out there wanting to get into the industry? Tell us about the secret of your success.
Well, I think the biggest thing I'd say is love what you do. If you sat watching a TV show, watch the edits, watch how it's shot, watch how people are framed, and just kind of really pull it to bits. And you know, go out and shoot some stuff. It's so easy these days. Most mobile phones will shoot 1080p. You get a nice sharp image. You just you know, perhaps maybe download 30-day trial, give it a go, bring some media in, just do some chops and get stuck in, basically, is what I'd say.
Because we've been talking about the fact that you shoot and edit and do some producing, directing, that sort of thing as well. I mean, I used to do that at the BBC as well, and what I found was that every single element within that process informed all of the others. So do you find that makes you more efficient in every area, having that understanding?
I think to be a successful content producer, it's a good idea to have a clear idea of the big picture. So know how to edit. You don't have to edit to a super advanced degree, but you need to know kind of what the editor needs in terms of to make a piece. If you're an editor, it's a good idea to have a go operating a camera, because then you've got the other perspective. And lighting wise, it's just a good idea to just kind of be as keen to learn all the disciplines as you can, because that will make you a much better content producer, in my opinion. Alex,
thank you so much for your time. It's been really, really great to talk to you.
No
we really appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Cool.